First and foremost, I want to give call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It's your brother, Taz upon you by Yahweh, from the Sakari Chicago sect, coming back at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah with another edifying video. This ain't gonna be too long. You know, I know Jake got a short attention span, so I don't really like to over exceed maybe 10 to 15 minutes on certain videos. I just want to give the nation edifying cuts to dumbass doctrines that old bottles, old niggas out here in the truth that have influence over younger cats are out here propagating, man. And now these younger cats that are coming into the truth, babes in this thing, are listening to these older cats, and they're basically propagating the same dumbass doctrine. Okay, this whole rape thing, right? This whole rape thing has it hasn't went away, man. Okay. It hasn't slowed down. You know, when you get on social media and you see how a lot of these young cats think and the doctrines that they believe in, this whole rape thing is still alive and well. You know, oh, rape is in the Bible, rape is okay. And that's BS, man. You know, the Most High don't condone you raping no female, man. Okay, you get put to death for rape, and we're gonna prove it, man. Because see, what they're doing is they're going into another translation of the Bible, which I have no problem with anybody doing comparative text. You know, where you go into other versions of the Bible, and sometimes some versions of the Bible use better wording so you can understand what the Old English is saying. Because you know the KJV is mostly Old English. But all translations have flaws, okay? All English translations of the Bible have flaws, okay? That's why none of the English translations supersede the Hebrew, man. The Hebrew is the litmus test, man, okay? If you're reading the so-called Old Testament, you need to be going into that Hebrew, okay? And if you're reading the New Testament, you need to be going into the Greek, you know? But anyway, let's get it. Deuteronomy 22 and 25. I'm about to show you rape and show you what you get for it. Thus saith the Most High. Deuteronomy 22 and 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. So if a man is out and about, going about his day, he sees a young female that's attractive to him, and he forces himself upon her, forces himself, you know what I'm saying, into her secret parts, you know what I'm saying, with his rod, man. He get put to damn death, man. Okay, that's forceful entry, man. That's what you receive from the Most High, you know, in your judgment for raping a female, man. You get damn death, man. Okay? Now, this is the verse, Deuteronomy 22 and 28 through 29, that the people who propagate this whole rape thing, this is where they got it from. They say that Deuteronomy 22 and 28 through 29 promote rape because they're reading this passage in another Bible, and that other Bible has the word rape in there, right? Matter of fact, let me just show you. I'm gonna read it in the KJV verse, the KJV version first. Well, you don't see the word force or rape anywhere, but you do see it in 25, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, verse 29, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Now let's get this same verse in the NIV or the NLT, doesn't matter. We're going to read it in the NIV first. If a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her, and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the young woman, for he has violated her. He can never divorce her as long as he lives. Now, when we just read that in the KJV, it sounds totally different. It sounds totally different. The word rape and violate, none of that happened. Okay? Let's get it in the Hebrew. Let's get it in the Hebrew right quick. Wait a minute. Now, in verse 25, you see that word force? That word force is kazak in the Hebrew. Kazak. Where's kazak? Feel. Let's find it. Force, right? Strong's H2388. That word force is clearly there in Deuteronomy 22 and 25. That promotes rape. Versus Deuteronomy 22 and 28 that doesn't have the word force anywhere in there. You don't see force in the English. You don't see kazak in the Hebrew, man. Anywhere. Not in verse 28. Neither do you see it in verse 29. Right? What's happening in Deuteronomy 22 and 28 through 29 is a man found a young woman that was of marriageable age. He spit some game to her, you know, and he got in the draws, man. He married her. He took him a wife, man. Okay? He took him a wife, and now he has to go pay the father of that female the dowry of a virgin. Okay? That's not rape. There's no forceful entry going on in this scenario or anything, man. Versus in verse 25, where we clearly see the word force, man. We clearly see that word force. You know? So, let me go back up. Now, I'm going to show you where they put rape at, and they was right for putting rape in the NIV, because this is actually rape. Deuteronomy 22 and 25. But if out in the country a man happens to meet a young woman pledged to be married and rapes her, only the man who has done this shall die. This is the same verse that within the KJV talks about a man forcing himself upon a female and laying with her. This is actually rape. So in these other translations, Deuteronomy 22 and 25, okay, cool. Rape is in the Bible, but you get put to death for it. It's not okay. All right. Now, just a couple verses later, it says that if you basically rape a woman, that you got to go pay her father, and now y'all married. The Most High is not double-minded. He already said you get put to death for rape. So the niggas who translated this are either sick as hell in the head or they're just off, you know? And you niggas that are going into this translation of the Bible to promote rape being okay, you niggas are sick, man. You niggas are psychotic, and you're out here teaching these younger cats this dumbass doctrine that you made up, you know, from going into another translation of the Bible. You know, it's just madness, man, and the Most High gonna judge you for it, man. Because you don't know what you got these young brothers out here influenced to do now. You know? That's madness. That's crazy, man. But let me get one more point. Let me get one more point to show that force and rape are synonymous, man. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes 20 and 4. As in the lust of a eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executeth judgment with violence, right? Let's look what that word deflower means. Let's look what the word deflower means. Let me get it. Deflower, right? Deflower, verb. Dated or literally deprive a woman of her virginity. How do you deprive a woman of her virginity? You take it from her, man. You strip her from, you strip it from her, man. Forcefully, unwillingly, you know? She's unwilling to give it up and you're taking it. Okay? Verse, definition 2. Usually as adjective, deflowered, strip, a plant or garden or flowers, man. And we know back in the day, You know, the verbiage that they used when they talked about a woman's secret parts, they call it a flower, man. Okay? So if you strip a garden of its flowers, man, if you strip a woman of her flower, you raped her, man. Okay? And you get put to goddamn death for it. Thus saith the Holy Bible. Now let's get this same verse. That's in the KJV 16:11. Let's get the same verse in the GNT, right? Sirach 20:4. Using force to get a point across is like a castrated man trying to rape a young woman. So once again, we see the word force and then we see that word rape. They're synonymous, man. Nowhere in the scenario in Deuteronomy 22 and 28. Let me just go to it one more time before I close out. 22 and 28 through 29. Force or rape do not occur. Okay? Versus Deuteronomy 22 and 25, where you do see the word force. Right? So Deuteronomy 22 and 25, that's where rape is going on. And as you can see, you get put to death for raping a female. Okay? Versus Deuteronomy 22 and 28 through 29, it has nothing to do with rape. You don't see anything about force. You know, that brother found him a woman of marriageable age. She wasn't betrothed to anybody. And he married her. And then he had to go pay the father the dowry of a virgin, man. So with that, I want to give Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, and say Shalom.